We have people do all kinds of crazy things to get customers taken care of, and I know a lady was in the checkout line at Walmart and her debit card wouldn't work one day, and a lady that runs our debit card department got the cash out of her account for her with the customer's permission, of course, and drove that to Walmart and delivered it to the customer. I mean, we just do whatever it takes to get the customer taken care of, and I think that's unique in today's banking environment.
I think we're ready. Let's call it to
I'm ready.
order, and we'll pass it over to the city manager, I believe, Jim. Jim's ready.
I'm ready.
Ready, Teddy. Hey, Kevin.
Okay,
Okay, Kevin's here, we can start.
let's go. We were waiting.
Item number 1, minutes of last week's meeting. Comments, corrections, suggestions?
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Moving right along to item number 2, ordinance 7413, first reading of an ordinance amending number 7351. 7351 was the adoption for the updated building codes that we did in 2012. And, well, we didn't put that particular piece in it. The ordinances, when they were codified, there's a map that shows the zones for climate, and then there's a table that shows the requirements for decking on a roof, the plywood that's underneath it. That was all there when you adopt it. When they were codified, that map is now sitting on top of that table, so you can't see that table. So the item before you is not a change. It pulls that back apart because they're both very relevant to what we're doing. And as the soon-to-be owner of a completely redone roof, I'm pretty familiar with what those read because the builders or the roofers all know that as well.
I get it.
You have that picture? It's quite telling. It's pretty obvious what happened to us when that went through.
I don't quite understand, so I'll be happy to see the picture.
Layers or something.
With 1,000 words.
A picture will be worth 1,000 words. No change, nothing different from what was discussed in 12, nothing different from what was approved. It's just
A clarification for the record.
yes, we're putting the code ordinances back the way it needs to be by getting that map off of the top of the table that talks about your roof decking requirements.
What was interesting is that we actually have an amended ordinance in order to get the table off of text.
That's the part I didn't understand.
That was,
That's 'cause
Well,
how it
where's the
was-
lawyer? I mean, he needs an answer for that.
He's the guy here for this part.
He wants us to get by that item.
Yeah, he'll jump right back in. While he's looking for that, let's move down to item number 3. We'll come back to this one. Ordinance 7411, second and final on the specific use permit for the type B manufactured home. Kelly, any comments?
No changes, no comments.
Mayor, commission, any questions?
No.
See, I told you, he'd be right back. He got back so easily.
He was out there and heard me call number 3 and came in.
Go back.
What?
Item number 4.
You'll get to know soon enough.
We didn't really handle it, we skipped it when we came back off this one. Number 4, ordinance 7412. This is also a second and final. This is vacating the alley and the public utility easement over there by the church on 47th and West.
No changes?
No changes, no comments. Mayor, commission.
Nope.
I'm glad we're doing all these modifications to make it all look good.
Yeah, that little frontage there has been in flux for a long time. And they're really investing a lot, cleaning that
A
up.
lot of construction going on over
A
there.
lot of construction going on. Okay, item number 5, resolution public hearing. This is an action item. This is conducting a hearing on and considering the removal of the structure at 910 Northwest 19th. You have your map, you have your photographs, of course have a detailed presentation in the front. I do believe that the immediate next door neighbors to this property will appear and would want to be recognized and have an opportunity to speak, and that's accommodated in the structure of your hearing.
Certainly they're not roses.
No, sir, I have some familiarity with this, and no, they're not.
Well, this baby's trashed out inside and out.
This is one that's been a bit of a challenge, but the process has now done what it was intended to do, and that was get it before you guys.
1968.
Oh, wow.
And if you drive around over there, you would see that the adjacent properties are all very well kept. It's really good looking. This is just a block off of both ways.
Okay.
Okay, consent agenda, consent item A, purchase of electronic ticket writers. Award to Brazos Technology. Brazos is who has been providing those to us. These are units for the police department and the animal control department. The police department has used them a little over 2 years now, and they're getting very close to being fully implemented with them. This is new for animal control, but now that we have our court software up and running, the streamlining of that process and those interactions is very much worth doing it. So we've got that for you today. Questions on ticket writers? Nobody's seen one of those work for real lately. Go ahead.
No. We don't violate the laws.
No, we do not.
Not even the rocket?
No, sir. Not in the city.
You go to an adjacent state for that.
Well, I get out on the highway.
Item number B is approval of property insurance, and I'm going to ask Michelle to come up
Brother Steve.
and help us through that. And we have Steve Walton here with us, representing Neely, Craig, and Walton. This, of course, is the carrier we have had for several years now, and would say that despite some claims, and some of them being very large claims, the airport flood, the tail dock that came off of one of the hangars in the windstorm, probably before the flood, and then most recently the building on one of the, not the building, the roof on one of the hangars over on the east ramp, which y'all just awarded the construction contract on it probably the last 2 months, and that was, of course, funded by insurance. And so we're looking at our hailstorm as well. So, Michelle?
And we received 2 proposals, and Neely, Craig, and Walton's proposal for FM Global, well, it's affiliated FM, was the recommended proposal, and definitely as far as the cost was the cheaper. The cost for a $250,000 deductible was $461,605 versus what we received from TML. That cost was $625,000, so there was a significant difference in the cost. And I've got in my recommendation, we've had, since the last time we went out for proposals on property, we've had a significant increase on the covered property, and that's directly related to Dean has done a great job in prior years on making sure we're getting the contents. In many of our buildings, if you think about our water and sewer treatment plants and all the contents, is a significant amount. So he's just done a great job, and John out here as well, working with the departments to make sure we've got inventory list of what's in all those buildings so that we have everything covered.
We've gone from insuring 530 million to over 900 million.
Because of the realization of what's out there.
So some small part of that is additions, and the large part of that is doing a more comprehensive job. We've always known where our buildings and our property works, of getting those contents that are eligible and getting them included.
So it's not just a flat percentage of the value of the real estate, it's actually inventoried.
It's a fixed cost per fixed unit of coverage, so as we increase the value of things that are covered, the total goes up.
And then the software we use actually on the buildings, market value prices it, we do that annually.
But the equipment inside, do you do replacement value or do you do market value?
Like I said, they've stood good for it on some,
That,
unfortunately.
our
big
airport
claims.
claim was a $10 million claim. They ended up paying just over $3 million.
Yes, that's correct.
Because Western Builders was covered because they were still in
Still on
process
the
on
job.
that, but it was a $10 million claim.
And the last time you said it was valued between 500 and 600.
It was exactly
that?
530 million, and that was 3 years ago.
Really?
So there's been a big effort in our office to make sure we've got everything included, particularly the contents.
So we have a lot more assets.
Is that what drove the
We
70%
have more
increase?
assets on the schedule. than
Yes,
we did, yes.
because the price last year compared to this year was, last year was 4.8 cents per $100 value, and they gave us a proposal of 5 cents.
And I don't suppose that these kind of policies are driven by the state law that drives it on residentials, that the deductible is 1% of the value.
No, sir, it's a declared flat amount per occurrence.
Okay.
250,000 was already.
Well, I knew that was the deductible in this case, but that's not 1% of the value.
It's not 1% of the value.
Thank God.
And you can see there's a $500,000 deductible that's available. And we'll recommend that. We have had a claim for a piece of equipment that was almost exactly 500,000. So paying the deductible in that case was well worth it. Had the deductible been 500, you wouldn't have done so. And the savings would not have bought that piece of equipment.
Looks good.
Yes, Tom Baker.
So the 70% increase really reflects the increase in the value, not so much
Evaluation. Exactly.
just the experience. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Scrivener.
Okay, I'm
We'll go
sorry.
back to item number 2.
I apologize for missing item number 2. This is a photocopy directly out of the city secretary's records of what got to our codifier, the company that keeps our municipal code. And you can see I've highlighted in yellow the part of the text that's peeking out. This chart slid down the page. And so what we're doing is reinstating the text and putting the chart back in its place, putting the suspenders on the chart. And it's out of an abundance of caution that we simply bring it back to you as an ordinance amendment.
Yeah, because we don't want somebody to say, hey, that's not what it said.
That's right. It's, you know, it's not a very persuasive legal argument when you say, well, we know what's behind the chart, what the city commission voted for. It needs to be out there where it's
Well,
public.
and if you read the actual building code from which that comes,
That's
it's
right. It's there.
plain.
Yeah.
We just have a
You don't need to
unfortunate
comment.
juxtaposition.
Okay.
I think of a big word, Marcus and Scrivener.
I don't know if any of you know, but and he's already left. Steve used to serve on the Animal Hospital District Board. We worked on board together
And
back in the old days.
Steve's son Richard was one of your recent one-on-one
Yeah.
graduates as
Good
well.
kid.
Okay, any questions on the agenda?